So when President Trump is now working with Israel to take out a nation that has been declaring for decades that their goal, the same nation that teaches their children to chant death to America in their schools, that held Americans hostage for 444 days, that has been the number one state sponsor in terror, that has funded the Houthis and the Hamas and Hezbollah and all around the world, and their goals and their intentions are just getting worse. I think we need to support President Trump in denuclearizing, or whatever the word is, them. Joining me to discuss, I'm glad to have him on with me. He's been one of the voices of reason over on X. He's not been a part of the moron brigade over there, led by Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, and others. He does Marc Rudov. He's branding advisor to CEOs, author of multiple books, his latest being Duped Again, Why Sophistry Works. And he joins me now. Hi, Marc. Welcome back to the Andrea Kaye Show. Been a long time, my friend.
I know. It's been a minute, Andrea.
It has. So thank you for being able to see through the noise, the clout-chasing clownage going on over at X, in terms of understanding the threat that we face and supporting President Trump. Speak on this, please.
Well, I put out a video on X, and by the way, you can reach me at markrudov.com. Put out a video on X explaining that whether you like it or not, this is America's war. Because when Trump threw down the gauntlet and said, Iran will not have a nuclear weapon, and we'll make sure of that, that put us into the war setting. There's no doubt about that. You can't say something like that and not back it up unless you're Barack Obama and you throw down red lines willy-nilly. So the fact of the matter is that, and you talked about hostages for 444 days in the Iranian embassy, Iran has killed Americans in Lebanon, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, Gaza, and allegedly tried to assassinate Trump twice in this country, something he has not denied. So the fact of the matter is, this is America's war, because as long as Iran has a nuclear weapon and ICBMs, it is a threat to America directly by being able to send nuclear weapons to the eastern shore of the United States. So anybody who's okay with that doesn't have a brain in his head. And as I said in my video, there will never be peace on this earth until Iran is defanged.
Yes.
Now, today, Trump said he's going to give Iran another 2 weeks. I don't think that's the accurate story.
Well, he said he was going to make his decision within the next 2 weeks, which means it could be at any time within the next 2 weeks. I agree with Larry Kudlow that he's given Israel an opportunity to, continue to do more low grade damage, condition the mark, set the stage for airstrikes from the Trump administration. In fact, you shared the Breitbart article, which supports that play, because Breitbart is reporting that there was a massive air campaign that took place overnight Thursday involving a couple of their nuclear facilities there. And I want to do a little flashback, because so many of the moron brigade over there are claiming that, piggybacking off, honestly, of some comments that was made by Tulsi Gabbard, that there's been nothing going on since 2003 with with Iran's nuclear capabilities. I've got a little clip to play for you, Marc, and for the listeners. Here's a little flashback of a previous president talking about Iran's Fordo fuel enrichment plant. Take a listen.
The Islamic Republic of Iran has been building a covert uranium enrichment facility near Qom for several years. The size and configuration of this facility is inconsistent with a peaceful program.
Exactly, Marc Rudolph. And then Obama got us in a crappy deal, and then gave initially $400 million to help fund their ambitions, and then turned right around and gave another $1 billion or so. And my question for you is, so many of the moron brigade are saying, well, just because all that was going on doesn't mean they were close to getting a nuke. Well, what are we supposed to do? Wait until they have one before we find out?
There is no reason to be building the Fordow plant 300 feet underground unless it's going to be used to make a nuclear weapon. No reason. And if they were so honest, they would have an open house. Come on in, inspect it. You'll see we have nothing. Well, they didn't do that. And as usual, Obama is talking out of two sides of his mouth, because between Biden and Obama, Iran has the capability it does because of all the cash. And yesterday, by the way, and the other thing about the 2 weeks is that it requires some time to get the military assets in place. Mm-hmm. We have the Nimitz and the Vincent aircraft carriers in place. To get the B-2s over there is no small feat. Yesterday, an E-4B Doomsday plane arrived in D.C. That's not insignificant.
Share with everybody what the Doomsday plane is.
That plane holds, about 114 people. It is impervious to a nuclear attack. It allows the President of the United States, Secretary of Defense, the Joint Chiefs, and other personnel to be on that plane in the case of nuclear attack so that they can be protected.
Now, isn't that the same? Excuse me for interrupting, Mark, but I want everybody to understand. I think the last time that that plane was summoned was 9/11, wasn't it?
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah. So this is deadly serious.
The point is that there's no reason for that to be in D.C. unless something big is going to go down. The other thing, too, Andrea, is that Israel Katz, the defense minister of Israel, said because of the attack on the Soroka Hospital in Beersheba, Khomeini has to go. So in the next 2 weeks, I think what Trump is really doing is giving Israel the opportunity to get rid of for now, if possible, and get rid of Khomeini. The question is, if both of those things happen, then what? Because who knows? I just read that the CCP has been flying 747s into Iran to evacuate personnel. Mm-hmm. And it's not going to be the guy on the street. It's going to be the IRGC personnel. And so who's going to take over if Khomeini is out?
Well, the Shah's son had put out a video, the OG Shah from the 70s, his son put out a video saying, look, I'm ready to come in and step in with my government. I think I kind of like the idea of giving some time here and laying the groundwork, but also sometimes you give your enemy a little too much time and they can, scatter and. But it's not going to be 2 weeks necessarily.
No, up to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then there's Reza Pahlavi, who was 19. He is the son of the Shah.
Yeah.
He was 19 years old when he left Iran. He's now 64. He has spent most of his life outside of Iran. I don't know if the people of Iran will welcome him back. I think they are all Ayatollah'd out. I don't think they will allow Mojtaba, the son of Ali Khamenei, I don't think they'll allow that. I think the people have had it. I think that the people who are in the IRGC, whoever is left, they're finally deciding we can't do this anymore because Trump's going to kill us.
Yeah.
So we better go Pahlavi or somebody like Pahlavi.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's interesting because in the past few months, long before this came about, I started watching some YouTube videos just kind of see what was going on inside of Iran. And they had really started relaxing a little bit on like the morality police wasn't roaming around. Women didn't have to wear the niqab because I think they know that the young people there in the culture is not hardcore extremist, which means there's a huge population there that just might take over and go back to pre-regime days. Marc Rudov, quickly tell everybody how to find you.
Again, go to marcrudov.com. That's MarcRudov.com.
Thank you for being here. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.